Hi, how's it going? I want to give a quick note about this episode before it begins. For some reason, while we were recording, Nick's mic did not work. So his voice, along with mine, is only being heard through the microphone that I was talking into. It's not the best sounding, but I still thought this was a very good conversation, so I'd like to release it to the world. And I hope that it does something for you similar to what it did for me because it was worth it. So, yeah, just see you around. Bye.
I mean, they're goofballs, but still, I mean, they're still people. I mean, they were people before they got kidnapped.
Yeah, but they're like little people.
They're, I mean, some of them are. They vary in size.
They're not gonna survive in society.
Well, yeah, that's why you pick them up. Like, well, I mean, the whole point is that they get killed by you.
Yeah, but they're just goofballs.
Yeah, I know.
They're just little goofballs.
You buy them to torture them to death.
I didn't do that.
Well, I'm not saying you did, but people do that. That's the whole point.
I didn't do that.
It makes me feel like you did.
I had nothing to do with that. I didn't even create that idea. I didn't start that trend. They're just silly.
I feel like you did now.
They're just silly little goofballs.
What it was the? Well, do you know anything about the idea of them being created?
What do you mean?
Like, do you know why they were created in the first place?
The silly goofballs?
Mm-hmm.
For a silly goofball time.
Yeah. What does that mean?
You know what it means.
Was it what I said earlier?
Well,
Who's Will? Good Will Hunting?
no.
You know, I never knew what that stood for.
Misstood for?
I never knew what that stood for. GWH. I always thought it for George W. Washington.
It's George happening.
I'm gonna start a nonprofit.
Guess what?
What?
We're recording.
How long?
Minute, 2 minutes.
They heard us?
They heard this silly goofball. Yeah.
They can't know about that.
Well, they know about it.
Oh, well, I guess they do know about it. All you gotta do is go to your local Walmart and go to the drinks and water section.
They're not in the drinks and water section.
They are the one down here.
No. No.
How do you know? You said you know nothing about it.
They're in the light bulb section.
Maybe at your place. Where do you go? Harris Theater?
I don't go to Harris Teeter, bro.
Where do you go?
Ace Hardware.
They sell them there now?
Yes. Silly goofballs are going up.
I guess that's good for whoever gets royalties for that sort of thing.
Yeah,
If you
I don't.
Yeah, I didn't think so.
I don't. I don't get them. I don't
know
get
why
royalties.
You're saying it like that when you wouldn't say it like that if you didn't. Like,
What do you mean? I don't get royalties for
like
it.
I don't get royalties, and I'm not saying that like that. Like I'm not.
Yeah, I don't either. That's why I just said it. I don't get royalties
It's
for
really
it.
suspicious that you're saying it like that.
I don't get payments in increments or,
Weekly, monthly.
it's not weekly, it's not monthly.
Oh,
It's definitely not, by half year, whatever you would say.
mm-hmm.
It's not twice a year.
If you obviously you don't, but if you were, how much money would you be pulling in doing that? Like how much money would a person pull in getting royalties from an idea that they created about silly goofballs wrapped in saran wrap that you buy at the store?
I mean, that's like, that's
Like
like
just-
asking how much,
Just ballpark.
that's like asking how much money does the creator of meat get,
No.
That's like asking, Jeff Bezos,
Yeah.
I know him. You know him. Do you know him?
I know of him.
Oh, well, yeah, I know of him too. I know of him too.
You don't know him personally?
No, I don't know him personally, but that's like asking him,
How much money he makes?
a little more specific.
How much money he makes off of pantyhose?
Yeah.
Not buying out of Amazon?
Yes.
Wait, so how much
So
product?
that's like,
Wait, why is that? Wait, what? That feels like that means that.
So if I were to give you a ballpark, you know, I could afford that, but I could also give you a price. It's around $500 million.
From Goofballs?
Yeah.
Oh.
But that's just a ball, you know, that's just if I were to make royalties.
It's like a guess.
Yeah, you know, it's not for sure yet, but I mean, it's in the works. The idea of it is in the works. You know, I'm still perfecting the guess. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. That's weird. Interesting.
Yeah.
So you're not affiliated with Goofballs at all?
No.
You're lying. I just looked it up. It says CEO of Goofballs, Chris.
That's bullshit. Delete it. Delete the tab. That's Wikipedia, isn't it? It's Wikipedia.
It has a picture of you too.
What? Let me see it. Damn it. You know, that doesn't mean anything because I said I'm still working on the idea. So I wouldn't lie to you.
Oh, here's another picture.
I wouldn't lie to you.
Where is this taken?
Don't show me that picture.
Is this picture with you and Jeffrey Epstein?
Don't show me that picture.
Just kidding.
Don't bring me back, bro.
That was too dark.
Don't bring me back.
That wasn't him with Jeffrey Epstein. It was him with Mike Podesta.
Who's that?
I don't know. It's a politician.
Mike Pedestrian?
Yeah, he's like a pedestrian. He like walks on the sides of walks.
Walks on the sides of walks. Okay. Well,
I didn't say that.
let's get out of this silly goofball stuff.
Let's stop talking about that. Not for anything in particular, right?
We're in episode 18
Mm-hmm.
of the Accomplished Nothing podcast journey, and I got nothing planned as usual. So, what do you got for me? Why don't you actually think about this and give me a really in-depth question that we can talk about for at least 10 minutes. Mind-provoking, thought-provoking, food for thought. Food for thought-provoking. I'm going to pull up Jeopardy music.
Okay.
While you think about it. Never mind, it's going to get copyrighted.
Do you think ignorance is really bliss? The idea of being like
yes.
naivete.
Yes.
Naivete. Really?
Because I've seen it firsthand.
Yeah, me too.
And I'm jealous.
Yeah, me too.
I'm very jealous of those people. Why am I cutting off? Hold on. Yeah, for sure. I feel like at some point everybody does lose that ignorance, though. It's just going to be later than some.
Well, I don't think so.
No, I
think some people, some people lose it at some point. Some people don't ever.
I think some people lose it too late.
Maybe too late as in like...
When they're 70 years old.
70?
Yeah.
Maybe.
And that's when they become grumpy old people.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah.
Who can't drive faster than 20 miles per hour.
And have to scream at people outside their car.
Yeah.
Call them fucking a fat pig or something because you throw a banana peel on the grass.
But...
Definitely didn't happen to me.
Okay. But...
Fucking asshole.
But the idea of...
Also, she like continues to drive up next to me and scream. I mean, hypothetically, like this didn't happen to me
right.
a couple months ago when I threw a banana peel outside my window.
But it didn't happen.
It didn't. No. But being called like a disgust. Oh no, she called me a disgusting pig. I mean, she in this like imaginary scenario. Where
you have a weird imagination.
Yeah, she called me. She called me a disgusting pig, and she said. Yeah, she was just followed me with her window open right next to my car, yelling.
So you're creating that idea yourself?
Mm-hmm. But never happened really.
But why are you talking about yourself though? Like, why does
because I'm not mad about it.
But why does your mind think? Why is your mind calling you a disgusting pig?
I'm not upset by that. It didn't hurt my feelings. First thing in the morning when I was driving somewhere. First thing in the morning.
But why is your mind calling you a disgusting pig? Is that something you need to talk about?
No.
You sure?
Mm-hmm.
But if you created the idea...
It really happened.
Oh. Okay, well, do you think that woman...
Hurt my feelings? Yeah.
No. Do you think that woman at some point was hurt too late in life?
Yeah.
And couldn't recover?
Maybe. I don't know. It's interesting to like, they always say hurt people. So if someone never gets hurt, then you accept what that is. Like, could awareness be cruelty?
To the opposer?
Sometimes, like in some cases. I mean, like a lot of people who, I don't mean to say everybody, but a lot of people who commit like heinous crimes usually have a childhood filled with abuse.
Right.
So does that mean that they lose it earlier? And therefore...
I don't know.
Obviously that's sort of I think that's a reach, but...
I mean, that's an extreme.
Yeah, so like every person who's ever been hurt in their life becomes a serial killer. Like,
yeah.
Yeah, I think that's true. The good thing, I've had a fucking pristine life.
But, you know...
I don't know anything about any of the people, anything, dude.
No, but that goes back to what we were talking about earlier.
I don't know anything, okay?
It's all about perception.
Yeah.
So that kid who's been destroyed by
you're
Freud.
Right. Yeah.
Destroyed by Freud.
Mm-hmm. Sigmund. Yeah, fucking Sigmund.
He was... That kid probably... I mean, how many serial killers started off in a normal life? In a normal life. Like, did they have a normal life and then transition? Did they go through the transition?
I don't know. I know that sometimes they have brain injuries and the frontal lobe is damaged.
I'm saying, if that kid was abused as a kid...
From getting hit in the head and damaging his frontal lobe.
Well, that, but like, obviously, that's not a normal life from the get-go.
No, because you get hit in the head and it damages your frontal lobe.
So that's not even the idea of ignorance is bliss, because he was never given a chance to not have ignorance, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just right off the bat, you're screwed.
Well, I mean, I guess it's like, what does chance have to do with it?
A lot.
I mean, ignorance is bliss. That idea is that someone is ignorant of everything, of the world, and they are innocent because of that. They have an innocent mind, and therefore they don't see things that other people might see.
You're asking, is that chance?
I'm saying it's not. I mean, it is, but I mean, I don't know. I'm lost my thought.
It's a touchy subject, because you could say anything is chance that way, you know?
It is, pretty much. Dude, when we're walking here, we could get fucking hit by a car. Life is chance.
Yeah,
Life
but
is
that's
a
perception.
fucking dice roll, dude.
It's perception. You could look at that like we were supposed to get hit by a bus.
How so?
It's just the way you can look at it.
I mean, I think that anything can happen to anybody at any time, no matter what, because it can.
Yeah.
I mean, dude, a solar flare can pop off in the fucking atmosphere, and we could.
Yeah, but there's two ways of looking at that.
I mean, it's not about negative or positive.
No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying you can look at things like they're supposed to happen, or they just did.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, you know what's weird is at the same time I think everything is random and chance based. I think there's things that happen for a reason.
Yeah, I used to think everything happened for a reason when I was younger. Like, if I spilled over some salt on the table, it happened for a reason. But now I'm kind of leaning towards chance because I'm getting older and getting angrier.
I think it's both. I think some things happen for a reason, some things don't. Like, if I flip my phone like this, did that happen for a reason?
But you did it.
Well, I guess it happened because I did it. So that the reason would be to explain that everything doesn't happen for a reason, when the reason I did that was to prove that. I guess that backfired, didn't it?
Yeah. What if us getting hit by a bus then changed a rule about having buses here? And then the next person doesn't get hit by a bus, you know?
Yeah, and that person might change the world.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. And we're just dirt. We're just catalysts. It's all about perception.
That's good. That actually is really interesting.
But ignorance is bliss, yes. I envy those people. But the thing is, you can find, what's the word? Solace in them, I think.
Yeah, I think so too.
I think if you surround yourself by them, you can learn behaviors that helps you.
I think yeah, definitely. I think it's helpful to be able to not surround yourself with the stresses of life. And I think people who are like that are doing that already.
Yeah.
Not worrying about everything. Like learning to ignore.
Yeah.
Or even like, yeah, I guess I made my point. Never mind.
But a struggle that that I've had
Mm-hmm.
is accepting those people rather than envying them. Because, like I just said, I think you can find good in those people.
You can,
Or you can be jealous, and then you can never grow.
you know, I've never. That's one thing I have a hard time relating with because I've never envied anything ever. I don't know what that feels like, to be honest. I've always
jealousy. Jealousy.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. My sort of jealousy is like all metaphysical. Like none of it's real. I've never been jealous. Like.
But you said you met people who are ignorant.
Yeah,
in
but
bliss.
I'm happy. I'm the way I am. But it is blissful. I mean, granted, dude, I don't want to be happy all the time because then I don't know what happiness is.
It's true.
Like, I don't want to be comfortable all the time because then I don't know it. Like, I appreciate it more.
That's why people have midlife crises.
Yeah. Like, right now, I'm pretty comfortable overall. I mean, more comfortable than I have been in the past. And I'm pretty glad about it. Wasn't this comfortable 2 years ago. I was fucking miserable 2 years ago. And now I'm okay. And I'm able to see how things are now and see how much better things are, and I'm able to appreciate that a lot more than I would be if I had never experienced anything before. Like you appreciate life better. Like ignorance is like obviously people who don't ever experience any hardship, yeah, sure, they're probably okay, like they're probably pretty good. But I think people who experience hardship and they find the light at the end of the tunnel are better. Like they're better off.
Yeah.
That's how I feel. That's why I don't want to be that. I'm not jealous of that person because it's like, yeah, sure, you're like that now, but when it hits you, it's gonna be fucking hard.
Yeah. But, people always say that everyone has something.
Maybe. At some point.
At some point.
Everyone has like a moment.
There's some sort of hardships.
Maybe. I mean, I guess it's varied, dude. I guess it all depends on the age, too.
Well, I think it's just, I look at struggle as more of a idea rather than an actual, thing to get over. Like, I think if someone...
Depends on the...
I think if someone's parents died and then someone else broke up with a 5-year relationship, very different struggles, but it's still struggle.
Yeah. I think it's all just grief.
It is, yeah.
Different ways to handle it. I honestly think that it's better to, I've known multiple people in my life who have never experienced, never experienced any hardship at all.
Define hardship. See,
Dude,
I think hardship is what you've experienced.
No, it's not, dude. I haven't experienced the things that some of these people have experienced. When it comes to women, there's sexual assault, stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't experienced that. At least in the, as a woman, experiencing something like that is different because, that it creates sort of a, I don't know. I mean, that's one example. I've never experienced a partner dying, like a girlfriend or boyfriend. I know people who have experienced that.
Mm.
I've never experienced my parents dying. I can understand how that could feel, though. I mean, I've experienced a lot of people passing away. I have a lot of close friends who passed away.
Mm-hmm.
I have a lot of family members who passed away, but like I mean, for me now, I think when people pass away, for the most part, if I'm not intimately involved with them or like direct people I see constantly, it doesn't affect me as much as it used to, and I'm happy for that. But sorry, I went on a tangent. But you're saying I don't know what other people. What did you say?
No, I was saying you only, like, your idea of hardship is only what you've experienced.
No, my idea of hardship is whatever fucking makes your heart beat, and whatever makes your cortisol fucking pump into your brain. If it's something like, dude, like, I mean, someone told me that you can't compare hardships. Hardships are hardships. If something seems easier for one person, it doesn't mean it's going to be easy for you, or if something seems hard for you, it doesn't mean it's going to be hard for someone else.
Yeah.
Or, I mean, sorry, I messed up that first analogy, but
Try it again.
if something seems easy for you, it doesn't mean it's going to be easier for someone else.
Yeah.
That's what I meant to say. I did it backwards. But I think hardship is anything, like, you can probably write down a list of things that would be hard for somebody, and you can probably go from one spectrum to, like I guess what is hard for somebody is so fucking broad, because there's so much shit that you can be upset about.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I think I'm aware of other people's hardships. I mean, I'm very empathetic towards people. And I like to put myself in other people's shoes to better understand them, because that's always helpful.
How do you do that?
Listen to them and like take in what they have to say. Like get people to, not get them to, not like manipulative, like tell people what you deal with, tell people what is inside your brain, and they'll tell you what's inside theirs. You know, it's a trust thing. I mean, obviously don't trauma dump on the fucking stranger, but if you're close to someone and you open up to them, they will open up to you as well. It's like an exchange. It's going deeper in like a bonding like level. And it works with friendships, relationships, acquaintances become friends. That's people. That's like, we're a social species, and that's how we bond from misery. I mean, at least that's what I think. Misery is bad, but also you can gain good things from it. Like, as if everything has its silver lining, even though it's like maybe dark in some ways. You know my.
Well, okay, hold on. What were you saying?
I said my therapist told me, you don't know what's bad news. You never know what's bad news. Like, bad news can be good news 10 years down the road. Bad news can be good news a week. Bad news can be good news the next day. Good news can be bad news. You just give it time, and it can change. It's perception, really. But perception can change in a matter of a fucking second.
Yeah.
All it takes is this one thing to change it. You can change your outlook on something real fast.
Yep.
Especially when you're younger.
Okay, well, let me ask you this. Do you think ignorance is bliss is a struggle?
No.
Why not?
Because there's no perception of struggle. It depends on how ignorant they are. There's like a level. I mean, I guess it could be,
okay.
Some things could be a struggle, but some things may not.
So you think those people will never be aware of that?
Depends on the person. Like, I think life in general is a struggle. I mean, being alive is a struggle. You have to eat every day. You have to fucking shit. You have to piss. You have to, like...
I don't do that. I don't do any of that.
You have to, like, fucking sleep. Like, you're living is a job in itself. It's a fucking checklist. And you could argue that, a struggle, I mean, what is that? Like...
Struggle is a...
Dude, there are people who are depressed.
An obstacle to move forward.
Yeah. So, I mean, dude, if you're down on your luck enough, fucking eating food is an obstacle.
Not for me.
Not for some people.
Oh, wait, no, yeah, it kind of is.
Some people who we know
yeah.
personally, if you catch my drift. I mean,
yeah, it is for me sometimes.
Like, anything can be an obstacle, so anything can be a struggle, even as simple as it is. Like, it's all a matter of perception, like you said. And I've said that to you before. That's why I find that so interesting.
Yeah. Life is what you wish to perceive.
Yeah. Or life is what you make it.
It's a song lyric of mine.
What?
Life is what you wish to perceive.
I guess that's a more of a thesaurus way of saying life is what you make it.
Yeah, I mean, you'll hear it one day.
Hopefully. I could probably hear it if I just asked.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah, I get it. Yeah.
It's a good conversation.
You could say that. Or maybe you could say it's a bad conversation. It's all a matter of perception.
I guess someone else could say that.
Yeah.
Fuck them.
That? Okay. Let me get sad for a second. I'm pretty passionate about film, right?
Mm-hmm.
I like watching film. I like talking about film. I get very upset when I can't relate on interest in stuff like film.
What do you mean?
Like if I say like for Interstellar, for example. I love that movie.
If someone doesn't like it, you get mad?
I don't get mad. I get upset because
They don't get it?
not that they don't get it, but I feel like there's something else stopping them from seeing it the way that I see it. Does that make sense?
Yeah, you know what? I understand that. I don't understand getting as upset about it, though.
I know, I get really upset
you know,
because I like relating with people on stuff like that.
No, actually, you know what? I do understand that because when it comes to things that I really like and people don't like it, I don't get mad. I mean, I get kind of mad. I was like, you just don't fucking get it. Like, I'll be kind of bitter.
I don't think it's that, though. I don't think it's that they don't get it. I think it's like...
You think they're missing out?
That, and it's like, I feel like something happened to them where it changed their perception so they can't understand the movie the way I understand it.
I mean, it is perception, but it's also like, there's going to be different, like, that's art.
I know that's art, but I think...
You can appreciate a painting, it doesn't mean someone else is going to appreciate it. Even they can appreciate it in a different way and see it completely different. Like, that's people, man.
Yeah. But I also can't, like, explain how I feel about it. So it makes it even worse.
We can learn to, you just sit
I
down
know,
and
I
write.
know.
I mean, like, so for example, with me, there's bands that I really like. If someone doesn't get it, I get kind of upset. But now, as I get older, I'm like, well, you know what? My taste is fucking weird. Like, that's fine.
It's lonely, man. It's lonely.
Yeah, I know, but you get used, like, in the sense of, like, you've heard my music that I listen to. Do you listen, and about any of the bands that I've showed you, are you just like, oh my god, this is fucking art? This is...
No, but you also haven't showed me that much.
I've showed you a couple...
A couple songs.
Well, yeah, but I mean, it's like when I show you a song, it doesn't make you want to be like, oh man, I really want to listen to this. Which for me, that's what happened. So what I'm saying is like I don't care. But when I was younger, I used to care more about shit that I liked. When someone didn't get it, I was like, especially with music, because my music taste has developed so much in the years that I've been alive. I mean, my mom used to, like, music is so enveloped, and it's crazy to me. Like, I get upset when people don't listen to music, because music, there's people like that, dude. There's people who don't understand. It's not like a central part of their life. For me, music is like a huge percentage of my life.
Yeah,
like, I spend entire days just with headphones in my ears. That's more common now, but not like, dude, I used to walk the hallways with headphones like when in middle school or in fucking high school every day. And
it's powerful.
Yeah, and no one, like, only a couple other people did that. Like, and people don't get it, you know. I mean, that's why my music taste is that's why I'm so eclectic when it comes to music, because I put in the hours, you know. Like, I listen to shit that's weird because it's like I put in the hours and I need to find, like, you build an ear for it, you know. And that's rare.
Yeah.
I mean, it all depends on you're like you said, like, your life is what you make it, and not everyone's gonna make the same thing. If you ask someone to build a cake without the directions, or bake a cake without directions, there's probably going to be a good amount of people who do it the same, and there's probably going to be a lot of people who do it completely fucking differently. Whether it just be the steps they take, or the way they fucking place it in the oven. Some people might place the sheet vertically. Some people might replace the sheet horizontally. And that little difference is like, you know, compare that to people's decisions they make in their lives. That little fucking meaningless thing could make a difference. In some way.
It's a good analogy.
People are complex.
It's
Extremely
upsetting.
complex.
It's upsetting.
Yeah, well, you know, that's life. Like people
That's
say life
life.
is misery all the time. I don't think so. I think life is just something.
That's life.
As
I
fun
just
as it
want the
may
people.
seem.
Okay,
Some
it's
people
a
get
fear.
their kicks. Stop it on a dream.
It's a fear of mine. I want the people close to me to relate to things that I enjoy.
Yeah, but they won't. Dude, me too. My dad's
But that's it. I don't need anybody else.
That's fine. I mean, but you won't though.
I know.
My dad's 76.
It's upsetting.
My dad's 76 years old, and he doesn't get half the shit that I like, and that's fine. He likes that I like stuff. He's happy that I'm not a fucking uncultured piece of garbage, but he doesn't get it. You know, he's very into music. My mom's really into music. Do they like my music? My dad sometimes does. My mom, I haven't really showed her much, but like, I mean, I've always had music. Like, I always had instruments. But did my parents ever care about playing an instrument except for my dad? No. I mean, like, my dad talks about it, but he's never done it. Or, like, I don't know.
Yeah, I wanted to go back to what you said with missing out.
Dude, that's
I
the
think
thing
that's what it is.
Yeah, dude, people struggle with that shit all the time. There's something about, I don't know if that's just today's culture. It's not the first time I've heard something like that. When it comes to missing out in, like, a broader idea of missing things. Like, you don't want people to miss things, other people don't want to miss things. It's like a big thing in today's world. I don't know if it's the fucking phones or what, but that's a really new thing. I've heard that a couple times now.
Well, no, I was just saying, like, the way that I enjoy things, people are missing out on that feeling.
Yeah, I know. I know what you mean.
Yeah.
I'm saying, like, I don't know. See, like, there's another thing. So I've never experienced that. I've experienced getting mad when people don't like shit I like. or people don't get it. Like, so for like fucking, like, Morrowind. Or like some of the old fucking games I like to play. Like, occasionally I'll play a new game, like Elden Ring was a big one for me. Morrowind's like no, that's not true. Well, you know what, yeah. Morrowind and System Shock 2, both made in like early 2000s, 90s, are my two favorite games of all time. Do you want to know how many of my friends have played them both? None of them. Not a single fucking one has actually put in time and play either of them. So you know what I do? I say, okay, well, I get to enjoy it, and you don't get it, and that's fine. I'll get my enjoyment out of it, and you're missing out.
But they'll never enjoy it?
No. They'll never put in the time.
I disagree with that.
I do. I mean,
Thank you.
No, I mean, sorry, I thought you said you were going to say something else. We messed up on the script. Sorry, guys.
Let's take that back.
Let's redo that. No.
No, but okay, no. Because with that, I've had friends who didn't enjoy things that I've mentioned, and then maybe like a couple years later they try it out.
Well, I mean, that's how it was with Elden Ring, dude. You told me about Elden Ring, and I didn't fucking play it for like a couple months.
But that was different because you just had a bias. I'm saying like something about the way they look at things changes, so then they then enjoy what I was talking about.
Well, maybe you just did it early.
That's what I'm saying. I feel like at some point, everybody can look at something the same way. But what I get upset about is that I met them at the wrong time.
Dude, I don't know.
Or I talked about it at the wrong time.
I don't know. I don't know if I agree with that. I just think that
Because
people
that's just
have
the way you
different
perceive
interests.
it.
As people have different interests, though. Like, dude,
I don't think so. I guess
dude,
I have more faith than you. I have more faith than you in people.
No, you don't. I'm very faithful in people.
No.
I just understand that people have different. I am faithful in people.
Don't say you're more than me, though.
I'm not saying I'm more. I'm just saying
You just said you're more.
I mean, maybe not more, but I mean, I feel like it's just different. But being faithful in people and understanding that people have different interests are different things. Not everyone's gonna love the movies I like. I don't fucking care.
I just think we're more alike than we think.
No.
Why no? Why no?
Because I think people are more different in a lot of smaller aspects. We're more alike in some ways, but when it comes to interests, they're not going to find another person who is fucking picture perfect interests, like same exact things. You're going to find similarities, but you're never going to find someone.
Yeah, but
that's like saying that you're going to find someone with the same life as you. What you're interested in is determined by your life experiences, and no one has experienced the same things you have. Unless there's like they're in a fucking lab.
But exactly. So what if there was no life experience?
What do you mean?
I'm saying like there's a template for a human being.
No?
Yes.
Dude, how?
I think there is.
I don't think so. Dude, there are children who are born and left by their parents and they're literally
That's an experience that changes them.
And they're fucking feral people, man. They don't have any perception of anything. They're like that's been fucking.
How do you know that? You're not in their head?
Dude, there's scientific studies on this sort of thing. This is a long time ago, but I think there was like a little girl or something who was like abandoned and she grew up like years by herself in the fucking woods or something.
Yeah, I know, I've heard.
Yeah, and do you think she fucking appreciates Interstellar? Like, dude.
No, that's what okay. What I'm saying here like means nothing, but I'm just saying if that girl doesn't go through that, she could have a chance to be similar to somebody else.
I mean, what about is it Interstellar in particular, or is it other things as well? Because I know
it's other things, okay. But I mean,
because Interstellar in particular, what is it about that you wish people would understand? Because I'm curious to see if I already know what it is, and I just don't relate to it as much because of my experiences. Because that would prove me right. And then,
it could be.
Is it the end? Is it the whole? Is it
okay,
whole
listen.
theme towards the end?
No, it could be a bias because I feel like that was one of the first movies I saw in theaters that really made me like think about movies.
Really?
Yes.
God damn, I'm older than you. Fuck.
Yeah.
God, fucking.
But I also was, I was a hermit.
How old were you?
I'm a little hermit growing up. I didn't really experience a lot of things.
Oh, okay. How old? When did that come out? 2011.
14.
Oh.
So I was 12.
Oh shit, man! God, I was like fucking.
Which was also a year after some things happened.
Oh yeah. But God, that happened.
So I was, I was in an emotional state,
Holy shit! Wait, that happened when you were. Well, I don't want to get into it, but God, I thought you were younger. Fuck, that's not that long ago.
Yeah, I know.
I guess in the grand scheme of things.
But yeah, I don't know. And then that's also around the time I took in Attack on Titan.
Oh, I thought that was later.
No, that was actually before Interstellar.
Were you friends with Clint when you were 12?
No.
I thought he told you about that.
No, my brother told me about that.
Oh. What did he tell you?
But that story has a place in my heart as well. So maybe I just have biases towards stories.
Well, okay, so, dude, okay.
But no, let me add on to it. So with Interstellar. Yeah, okay. I don't know where we left off, but it had to be just like a second.
You said Interstellar.
As I've gotten older, there's a lot of themes in that movie that I've realized have really shaped my perception of life.
Can you be more specific? Unless you don't want to, because it's private. But.
No, I don't really care. We're on a podcast, bro. People need to hear this. Okay, like I said earlier, when I was younger, I believed everything happened for a reason. That movie made me believe that.
Okay.
Because he was doing all that to himself the entire time. So that made me believe that this is all just, my doing.
You want to know what's interesting about that?
Which also could prove that there's a path already aligned. And you're just fulfilling it. I'm not saying that's how it is. That was what that movie created.
I see what you're saying. Yeah.
That's what belief that created. That movie created for me.
Yeah.
At such a young age.
Can I say something?
Yes.
So the reason why you feel that way is because you had a very traumatic experience, and you are attached to that idea.
Yeah.
It helped you cope.
Yeah, I know. I'm realizing that now.
Yeah, dude. I have things like that. I'm trying to think of stuff that's in particular. I know there's stuff I kind of like block stuff out because it reminds me of things.
But I'm glad you just said that because, you know, that's why it makes me upset.
Oh, yeah, no, I understand.
And it's good to be aware of it now, you know.
Yeah.
So, like, when people are like, oh, that movie sucks, it's like, well, you can go jump off a bridge.
Yeah. No, I can understand that. Like, it's like, that's like someone who has a fucking, like, stuffed animal as a comfort item, and they're just like, that's fucking dumb.
Yeah.
They don't get it.
It hurts, you know. You don't get it.
Yeah.
You wouldn't get it.
Yeah, that's why I mean you should always be aware of how someone else, like I can be purposely an asshole. I can be purposely an asshole because I think it's funny to troll. Like I like to mess with people. I don't like to use the word troll because I think it's cringe, but I like to mess with people occasionally. I think it's funny.
You're a troll.
But I also am aware of people's feelings, and I'll never push something too far to that point, unless I think they deserve it.
Okay. This is
So
really...
that being said. I used to fucking with people as to cope with things, or like in my entire childhood. Like me and my friend Jeff, who I don't talk to anymore. Fuck you, Jeff. I'm sorry, Jeff. I just miss you, buddy. Shout out. Anyways. Yeah, no, dude, I coped with a lot of fucking bullshit in my childhood from going on Xbox and yelling at people and and when people are like, they don't get it. I'm just like, I take that personally because it's literally just, it's hurt people, but in that case it's innocent hurt, like it's not real. At least that's how I see it. But it's really cringe to have that compared to a movie that's, I like Interstellar, don't get me wrong, I do. I don't personally relate to it like you, like the way you, I don't see it the way you see it because obviously for clear indication why, but people don't fucking get it.
See, but that's what makes me upset.
Like, you don't get it when I fucking talk to people weird. Like, I'm all weird sometimes.
No, but what makes me upset is that I had to go through that at 11 to enjoy Interstellar. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, yeah.
That's what makes me upset.
Well, I mean, you can't change. Well, you know what? I mean, okay, so for example, I guess this is different because I've seen, not for example, I'm just rambling, but I've gone to a therapist for a very long time now. So I think I have a very different outlook on things than you do. I think you're very similar to me when I was like, yeah, no, I see where you're coming from completely.
For the record, a good friend of mine died when I was 11. I'll just say that.
Yeah. That's a bit of an understatement, but yeah. I think that's an understatement. What actually happened. You don't have to say anything, listeners. What actually happened to Chris when he was 11 years old was pretty fucking bad. Someone involved passing away, but it was a little fucking rough. So, just to give it the level of rough it deserves.
I appreciate you saying that, Nick.
Yeah, but when you told me that first time, I was like, God damn, I think about that a lot.
Really?
Yeah. Dude.
I don't even think I explained it that well.
I remember it. I mean, you didn't tell me everything, but what I heard was pretty intense.
Yeah.
If I had experienced it, well, it's pretty bad.
Yeah, not fun.
Stick with me for the rest of my life.
Oh, you're telling me.
Yeah.
It has so far. So.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's why I like Interstellar.
Mm-hmm. I like Interstellar. It's fantastic movie. But just like that difference, I guess.
So yeah, but I think. You're kind of making me think about a lot of things now.
Sorry, is it bad?
No. It's like, you just kind of made me realize why I enjoy not film, more specific.
Baseball?
Like, you made me realize why I enjoy things the way I do.
Mm-hmm. That's most things.
Yeah.
I mean, like, not in every case. I think in a lot of cases it changes, but I think what people's interests are is somewhat of a reflection of themselves to a degree.
Which is also what I'm saying. I can see that.
Yeah.
You know? So it's like, if you don't like a movie like Interstellar, I don't think you're a very, like, faithful person. I know it's harsh, but like,
Yeah, well, that's just perspective.
to just dismiss that is like,
I think you have to understand people don't give a fuck about the things you like.
I know, it's upsetting.
Like, you're not going to be friends with everybody. Like for example, I remember, and I don't know if you're referring to a conversation that, I don't know who else was there.
No, I've talked to a lot of people about Interstellar.
We had this happened a couple of days ago. Right?
Yeah, it was at work.
Yeah. Oh fuck. Just kidding. In the case, like, okay, dude, Evil Dead, right?
Mm-hmm.
Favorite movie of all, one of my favorite movies of all time. When I watch it with people, I feel embarrassed because I feel like they don't see it the way I do, and I feel like it's like I'm attached to the Evil Dead series because it was like I watched it at a certain point in my life where like really dark, like almost absurd comedies, but like violent, like dark comedy shit like that. I really like because it helped me cope with a lot of shit when I was younger, and I don't know. I feel like a lot of people don't get it. And I'm the same way, but I have a different perspective on you do because I don't show it. I don't show it to people usually. I don't tell people what I like because I don't want them to be. I don't want to get mad like you do. I've been there. Like when people say, and even though Evil Dead, even like that's just one example. That's a stupid example too. This is a bunch of shit. I guess Bronson is another one. Not a lot of people like that movie. That's one of my favorite movies of all time. And I've showed that to a couple people, and it still kind of get obsessed when I think about how everyone I've showed that movie has not liked it at all because they do not get it. They don't get it. I relate to a fucked up character in a movie, which is a movie. I don't relate to the real person. And I relate to that experience, even though it's not, it's very different from my life. But, but have you seen that movie?
No.
No. It's very violent, yeah, but it's goofy. But it's based off a real person. And it's like, God, I don't want to say anything fucking too, I don't want my employers to look at this someday, since I get worried about sometimes. But basically relating to things and other people disliking that when they're completely different people. Like the people who dislike that movie, who I showed it to, were so far from me, I completely understand why. And I don't expect other people to enjoy the things I do in the same way because that's never going to be the case. You can learn to appreciate other people's passions for things. And you can have people appreciate your passion for things as well. I appreciate your passion for film. I mean, I'm passionate about film, but not in the same way. I'm more passionate for acting. But I would never want to direct.
Yeah,
but
but
I appreciate your passion. I appreciate your passion for Interstellar now that I know when exactly you were into that movie. That's actually really, like, meaningful. Especially with the theme of that movie. That's meaningful. If you were to say that to people, why they liked it, or why, that
I guess I could say that,
It
yeah.
changes the entire narrative.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. When you told me you liked that movie, I was like, okay, it's a little goofy.
Does that change
But,
your
yeah,
view of the movie now?
My view of the movie,
Yeah.
There you go. There's a fucking...
But you see, you changed your mind.
Yeah.
So why can't everybody else?
Because did you say that to anybody else?
No, but what if I did?
Then they might change their mind.
That's what I'm saying.
And if they didn't, then some people just don't. I mean, I'm open to changing my mind about things. You know.
Okay, well, it comes down to that then.
Yeah.
But I'm still think that people can, your interest can, what we were saying before. You can change somebody's interest in something.
You can change someone's interest. You can change someone anyway. You can change someone for the better or for the worse with anything you do. That's another thing people don't understand. I think often is that everything you do interacts with the world. Everything, unless you don't know what's that. But you do in another way. You interact with yourself, and that's the world. You're part of the world. If I go out there and I say something to somebody, there's a chance that they'll think about that for a week, and it will affect them. Everything that someone's bringing affects the way they see things. If they see me walking down the fucking hallway, and let's say they see my tattoos or something, that might be a reminder of something for them. You living in the world interacts with the world even if you don't even fucking know it. So
it's crazy, man.
it's fucking chemistry. It's like literally, it's the same concept.
It's a crazy world out there.
It's like, look at every science, well, not every science, but most sciences are interactions, and that's our existence as interactions. Fucking, basically. Or we live because of interactions. It's pretty deep.
Yeah.
That's like, you know when people say, "Oh, that's deep." No, this is like actually, like not metaphysically. This is actually like
Goes deep into our head.
It's literally reality as we know it.
Yeah.
You can instead of like you can change the narrative if you know how to say something in a certain way. If you talk about Interstellar and you explain every single thing that you are passionate about it, you can change people's fucking minds. And they'll watch it and they'll think about things that you have said, and they'll be like, "Wow, you know what? This is one of my favorite movies now."
But okay.
Unless they're dumb and they don't give a fuck, which is probably not dumb, but they just don't fucking.
So I could just say that.
Yeah.
I like that movie because this happened.
Yeah. You can explain why.
I could just out of nowhere, just throw that out of nowhere.
Dude, Maddie has not liked stuff. She said she didn't like it, and then I explained to her why I liked it so much, and then we watched it, and she likes it now.
But my case is a bit extreme.
Not necessarily. You can just because they don't have the same experience doesn't mean they can't appreciate what you like about it. People are not that hard-headed. Why did it get so fucking quiet all of a sudden?
I don't know.
My air conditioning turned on. Where are the vents? Oh, it's there. Does that make sense?
Yeah. I'm going to try that.
You're too close-minded.
Me?
No offense. Yeah.
How am I?
Because you don't think about that stuff. This perspective. Widen your view. Broader perspective instead of more narrow perspective. You're very narrow thinking, which is fine because that's normal. Narrow thinking is pretty much the norm.
But how did you just turn that on to me? I'm talking about other people.
Because you're looking at it in a way where you can't change other people when you can.
No.
Yes, you are.
No.
Even though you don't realize it.
I've just been saying to you that I can change people.
Have you tried?
No.
Do you think that you really can? Or because the way you worded it, and maybe I'm wrong, but the way you worded it is you like people don't get it because they don't appreciate it. But have you tried? Or do you think that people will never appreciate it without even trying? That's narrow thinking.
No, I haven't tried. I don't think they never can. I just haven't tried. You got me. All right?
Bitch.
I'm scared.
Get fucked.
I'm scared to take the first step. Yeah. Because all I see is every negative thing 10 miles down the road. That's Good Will Hunting. You got to watch the movie.
Well, actually, I kind of have a lot on the list I got to watch eventually.
No, but I hold on to that line because it's very true. He says...
Is that Matt Damon saying that?
No, that's Robin Williams. Johnny Joomer, yeah. He says, you can never... Because he asked him if he's had a soulmate. He says, you have a soulmate, Will? Somebody who challenges you. And Will's like, yeah, Michelangelo, whatever. He names all these artists. And Robin Williams is like, they're all dead. You don't have dialogue with them. And then Matt Damon doesn't talk. And then he's like, you can never have a relationship in a world where you never take the first step. Or you're too afraid to take the first step. Because all you see is the negative thing 10 miles down the road.
There you go.
Oh, yeah.
That's you.
That's me.
Then don't do that.
I know. I'm working on it.
Yeah, well.
And I think once I figure it out, boom, it's off to the races.
Well, I think it's a gradual thing.
When I gradually figure it out, boom, it's off to the races.
You know what I've been talking about with Maddie lately? Rejection therapy.
What is that?
It's basically you put yourself in situations where you expect an answer, a negative response maybe. And it may not always be negative, but you might be preconceived to think that everything will have a negative response. So, or if it does have a negative response, you will learn to not be so fucking upset by that. I think I'm bad at. I think I'm pretty good at it, but I'm not good at it in a lot of other ways. I think it really is like the fucking weather for me. It's really interesting. Just ask, like, I mean, obviously, like, you can do it. It doesn't have to be like without, like, you can pretty much do it with a lot of things without hurting anybody. Like, you could just say, like, hey, can I get a tour of the back room of this grocery store? Like, but they're gonna, like, they might say yes, you know?
Yeah.
But it's a weird fucking thing to ask, and your expectation is probably they're gonna be like, what? But they might just be like, yeah, sure, you wanna come see? Or they'll be like, oh, actually, you know what, let me go ask my manager, and they'll go to fucking Walmart and do that. It's insane. But it's like, there's a therapeutic element to it, where it's like you are doing something insane. At the same time, it's like if they say yes, then what else other people will say yes to? You know? I find that fascinating. Or learning like to sing. Like I do this. I sing a lot. Like obviously you know that. Like I sing all the time. I probably sing on the podcast. I don't remember. I think I sang earlier in this podcast. And I've been told that I actually have a nice voice when I try. I don't like to sing ever. It makes me very uncomfortable to sing in front of people. So I've started doing it more often. And I don't try usually. I don't. Like I just do like a joke thing. But it's made me more comfortable with other things. It's made me more comfortable in just speaking my mind, which I'm already pretty comfortable with, but it's taken a lot.
So how do you take that first step, Nick?
Just do it. You take it, you fucking walk. You take the first step and you take the next one. It's not that hard, you just do it. Just do it. It's fucking Nike. They say this all the time, man. There's not try.
Shia LaBeouf.
Yeah. It's actually really, and as cheesy as that is, the just do it thing, it is unless you're a serial killer and you're doing something horrible.
Right.
Usually it's a pretty good advice, if it's not awful.
Just do it.
Yeah.
Just do it.
I find it cheesy as fuck, but maybe it's because I don't like corporate fucking entities. And also Shia LaBeouf's a little goofy sometimes. But it is true.
Okay, well I'm gonna do it.
You just can't pussy out either.
I'm gonna set off the... I could end the episode there, but I'm not gonna.
Not yet. I'm not ready. What time is it? Is it 5? Oh fuck, it's almost 5. Yeah. I think being afraid, like fear, is a really fucking powerful feeling. Fear can control your entire existence. And being able to overcome fear, if not everything, but things one at a time, is very helpful for existing.
Let's say that again.
I said, being able to conquer fears, if not like even little fears, one thing at a time, it makes existing a lot easier. Because fear, I mean, it's like one of the most powerful yet hidden emotions. Like no one talks about it that often. You don't hear people saying, "Oh, I'm scared," unless it's like watching a fucking movie.
Yeah.
People aren't even aware because it's such a complex feeling.
Yeah.
People can become angry when they're afraid.
Mm-hmm.
People become sad when they're afraid.
Mm-hmm.
People can laugh when they're afraid.
It's the root.
Yeah, interesting.
It's love and fear.
Yeah.
Interstellar.
It's passion. No, not so much fear, but love is passion.
Interstellar.
Yeah. I don't know. This is not a funny episode, but I'm having a good time.
I'm not.
You should be.
I'm having a great time. Hanging out with my bud. Talking into a mic.
Who's mine?
Using the real soda in my voice.
Say, oh, whoa, what the hell was that? I sound weird. Did you touch something? Is it still recording?
Yeah.
Oh, I just got weirded out. Yeah, I don't know. Be aware of what you're afraid of. It's a cool thing to think about it. It's not cool. It sucks. But it's good to be aware of.
Yeah.
I'm aware of it.
It just came to me last night to think like that.
Yeah.
Which is weird that we're talking about it now, but...
Everything I'm afraid of, if I let it scare me, it fucking controls me. Which sucks. And people probably have experienced the same thing. But it's about being able to control what you're afraid of. I think a lot of people have no control over their internal mind, that they want to control everything out externally. When you can do the opposite and you can be more happy with what you, like mindfulness, you know? That's the opposite of mindfulness, wanting to control everything, wanting to have some sort of will on the world. when in reality, everything you will be gone eventually. So it's best to learn to enjoy instead of control. I don't know. That's my perspective, but I'm no famous, rich, cool philosopher. There's no rich philosopher. I'm no cool guy. I'm a cool guy. What am I? I'm not rich. I'm just some fucking bum. Some deadbeat bum.
You're kind of a loser, bro.
I know.
I know.
No, my close friend told me recently. I was talking to him. He's an older man. I was talking to him, and he said to me, I told him I wasn't reading lately. I haven't been reading any books at all lately. Mainly before it was because of school. This semester, this fucking sucked. And it only was very brief semester for me. It fucking sucked. And also just other stuff going on, and when you get out of that, sort of like going to the gym, right? When you go to the gym a lot, it becomes a routine. When you read a lot, it becomes a routine as well, but then you kind of just lose it. And he told me, and I do think a lot of people don't appreciate reading anymore, but he told me that all those distractions are keeping away from my education. And I was like, damn, man, that's true. I've learned so much from just fucking reading shit. More than I can, I feel like I've grown so much as a person just from reading like a couple books. Even one book can completely change my life. I mean, like I learned that when I was in high school. I read Brave New World, I think in senior year, which I didn't really read much before that. I don't remember the last book I read before that, but I read Brave New World in like 2 days. No, like 3-4 days, maybe. And it completely changed my fucking whole mindset when I was like 17, maybe. And now I think it's kind of cringe. Not the book, but just that idea that it changed me so much. But I do find it really fascinating how just like a movie hasn't really done that in the same way that a book has. Music hasn't done that, and I'm super passionate about music. It's just, I think people should read more, because everything that I say, and everything that, my outlook on everything is just from a lot of shit that I've read, an amalgamation of all of it. We're too distracted, I guess. Life is a distraction, like our like you go on you watch, like, dude, advertisements now are so fucking rampant, and they're basically just glorified distractions for you to think about buying something.
Yeah.
And that's just like an example. Like, the way we live as a culture is about like fucking phones. I know people talk about look up from the screen, but it's a fucking distraction. Phones are not used for phone calls anymore. They're used for fucking toys, entertainment boxes. And I think entertainment nowadays is, not all the time, but I feel like a lot of it's like empty.
Yeah, it's like feeding on somebody's blood.
Yeah.
You know?
Like
suck on it.
Yeah. It's like just for like, I hear people saying like serotonin, or they use like hormones as an example. Like they're just fucking for like a minor boost of serotonin or endorphins or something. Not so much endorphins, but like serotonin.
Yeah, or like waterboarding somebody.
What?
Like enjoyment. You're talking about entertainment?
Mm-hmm. Oh,
yeah.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, I do that all the time.
Like strapping someone down and like one by one picking their fingernails off.
Where is this coming from?
You're talking about entertainment.
Yeah, I don't know. Entertainment can be meaningful. It can also be mindless. I guess it just depends. I feel like you have to have a balance. That's kind of a random thought. Read more. People always talking about go to the gym. Yeah, go to the gym, but also do other things too. Like I see those TikToks sometimes, and it's like, go to the fucking gym. I honestly think they should be saying, do something valuable. Like do something that you gain something from. Don't do meaningless shit. Gym is just one thing you can do. You can do a fuck ton of stuff that's meaningful. Even playing a game is meaningful. As long as you don't do nothing else. It's sort of like eating one food. When you eat one food, it's not good for you. When you do one thing, it's not good for you. Like, I think a lot of people say, I need to get a hobby. No, I need to get hobbies. To like do more than one. Have interests, lots of them.
Yeah.
It makes life a hell of a lot easier. Others, you can have ones that are like meaningless, like you don't, all you get from it is like a little fucking, oh, that was fun. Or you can do stuff that you can gain value from. I prefer the valuable ones. Though I do meaningless shit too. I think I like the video games I always gravitate towards always are like brain games. Like I get anything that exercises my fucking critical thinking.
Mm-hmm.
Anything that doesn't, I get fucking bored with so fast. Like reaction time games. I'll enjoy them, but it gets boring. That's why I like Elden Ring. Elden Ring's a thinking man's game. Dark Souls is a thinking man's game.
Yeah.
Morrowind's a thinking man's game, even though it's just numbers at that point. Or it's like fucking, like, reading. System Shock is sort of, kind of. Sort of just a navigation. But that's my rambling thing, though.
Yeah, you're speaking truth.
Truth. I think it's funny when you hear people saying go out and do something or go outside and do something. Like, yeah, do that, but like, just do shit that brings value to your life. It doesn't have to be go out, like my dad used to always say, oh, go to the gym, it brings value to your life. And then I did nothing else. Like I went to the gym, I worked out, and I did nothing. I didn't know what to do with myself. No, that's not good either. Putting all your eggs in one basket is bad, no matter what it is. I've told you that before. Putting all your, that's taken me a long fucking time to understand. Putting your eggs in one basket, no matter what it is. Fucking money, dude. Passive income is not putting all your eggs in one basket. Getting all your money from one place, that is. Rich people don't get all their money from one place unless they're fucking lucky as hell. Unless you're in a relationship and you are loyal. That's good. I guess there's like different things. Don't put all your eggs in one basket, assuming that they are too.
Well, that should be a shared basket, right?
Mm. You share your eggs.
Share the eggs.
Don't eat them all.
Yeah.
How long have we gone?
About 110.
Okay. Was that a good episode? What do you think, audience? Was that a good episode? Answer this prompt.
Answer this prompt.
That's good.
Thanks.
Not a funny episode, but I like this episode.
Yeah. Yeah, whatever.
No,
I don't know if I have a monologue.
we don't have to do a monologue today because I feel like if I'm doing a monologue, I'm going to want to play a bunch of garbage and changes the tone completely.
All right, we'll take a break
We'll do it next week.
from the monologues. The monologue guy.
Have a good week and day and month and year.
Have a good life.
Have a good life, yeah.
Enjoy it.
Yeah, exactly.
Perceive it correctly.
Yeah.
Pertaining to you.
And go read it something.
Don't perceive it the way other people perceive it. Perceive it through your eyes. And enjoy it.
Go read the book A Crack in the Cosmic Egg. Actually, don't. if you're scared.
Of what?
The book.
Okay, don't scare. If you're scared of the book, don't read it.
Go get like some fucking mindfulness book or something from the store or the library. Get something cool. Get a philosophy book. Get something cool, or else.
All right. Episode 18.
Bye.
Accomplished nothing. Later.